You guys are all having a fantastic day today. Welcome to another weekly live stream where we go live every single week, where we break down stocks with opportunities, stocks that we're looking at, stocks that we're swing trading, and we're going to be breaking down a very easy and simple strategy you guys can use to start implementing in your trading. Now, if you guys want to learn more about swing trading and trading in the stock market, guys, check out my course. You guys can use code YouTube, all caps, to get 20% off Swing Trading Masterclass. We have private live streams, we have group chats, quizzes, lectures, everything you guys need to get started. So check that out down below. And guys, let's jump into this here. So when it comes to swing trading, what do we look for? So for our first stock here that we traded was ticker symbol ABBV. Now, one of the reasons I absolutely love this play here is it has this really nice upward trend, as you guys can see. So the stock has gone from lows, at $68, hitting highs all the way up here at 181, and we got some sell-off. It went from 181, dipped back down to levels near 153. We started seeing this stock where it broke through these moving average lines. So you guys will notice that I have several lines here. I have a blue line, I have a red line. Now these are what we call moving average lines. They act as support, they act as resistance, and you guys can see that we've gotten good tendencies of getting buying pressure at them. Now, one of the things here is you guys can see that recently it fell below that moving average line. Well, that was something kind of, expected, because if we look at like the hourly chart, you guys can see that it pretty much fell below these lines and there was no sign of confirmation of getting buying pressure back up to them to see if we can get a breakout. So you guys can see it did find some really hard support near 154. It hit it several times, establishing really nice support here. So it hit it, and then we got that nice move going forward. It looks like my wife has joined the live. So welcome, Lindsay. She's actually at the lake right now, and I'm jealous. But so ABBV, really nice upward trend. Another thing that we really loved about this stock here is it was trading for near around a 23 on the RSI. So the RSI is what we call the relative strength index. So this pretty much tracks momentum inside the company. So simple terms, determining if it's overvalued or undervalued or anything like that. So you guys can see that this stock was trading for a 23. And the last time it was trading for a 23, it was right in here where it went from 161 to 169. So it was a really good trade here. And this is just very easy examples of using indicators and different time frames for your swing trading. So how do you know when to buy? That is everyone's main question. So I love when the stock is undervalued on that RSI, pretty much below a 30. I love some sort of confirmation, of support. Going back to the hourly, you guys can see getting good buying pressure at this line. So if I'm going to buy this stock here, I'm going to try to buy it as close as I can to these support lines right here. So that's exactly what happened. It hit it and we had this great move going forward. So really great trade. And that is ticker symbol ABBV, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, another stock here that we traded was Amazon. You guys will notice a pretty similar thing here where it fell below these moving average lines and it just couldn't get buying pressure above it. It got really good sell-off here. Pretty much it was trading for 16 on the RSI, which is super undervalued, and it immediately got buying pressure and started breaking out past these moving average lines. If we look at the daily, you guys can see it a little clearer. Comes in contact with this moving average line. Stock goes from, the 176. As of right now, it's at 183. This is just by using the 90-day moving average line. You don't need super complicated strategies. You don't need a million different indicators and scanners and stuff like that. Just use something you guys understand, which for me, it's moving average lines and the RSI. Going to the RSI, I was trading for a 24. The last time I was trading for a 24 was right in here where we had this great move. So absolutely great trade. And as of right now, if we draw it out, the risk and reward was there. Hopping in at the 90, setting our target up here at 190. The 190. What did I say? 180. So great risk and reward, risking $1 to make $3-4 a share, which is awesome. So absolutely fantastic trade here. What did you set your trailing stop loss for Amazon? So what I always do for my stop loss here, super simple. It's a very easy way to kind of catch these runners. So what I do is when I hop in, I'll either keep it 2% below. So if I buy it right at a moving average line, I'll keep it like 2% or just a little bit below it. You know, it all depends on my risk and reward. But what I do when I'm in on my position is I set my stop loss at the pretty much the lowest point of yesterday's price, if that makes sense. Now, you can sometimes I do it 2 days behind or a day behind, depending on how fast the stock's moving up. So here's an example of that. So you guys can see that with this nice upward trend here, what I would do is I would set my stop on this position. I would set my stop right here at 175. And then as the stock climbs up, I would set my stop right here for today. So my stop for today would be near around 178. Tomorrow, it would be 181. So I just keep moving it up. I just kind of keep it below these prices. Obviously, with some of the stocks that we're going to talk about today, they're a little different. But generally that's what I do. Sometimes it's percentage, sometimes it's, just looking at the chart. Like with this one here, you guys can see that I pretty much wanted to see if we could get some sort of breakout on these moving average lines. So for EXEL, double click to remove the index box. What are you talking about? Double click to remove the index box. Not sure which one you're talking about. This one? But anyways, getting back on track here. So for this play here on EXEL. So for EXEL here, you guys can see one of the reasons we hopped in on this one. Heavy support at $20. You guys can see it hits it. For those of you watching on other sites, you guys can see it hits it, getting good buying pressure. So recently on this stock here, it hit that same price, hopping in, just setting our stop below it. This one here, we have our stop loss pretty much just below these moving average lines. I wanted to see if we could get some sort of breakout above it. And the reason I thought that is because you guys can see that recently it curled its way up and consolidated here. So I didn't want to get stopped out before a huge move like this. So you guys can see it consolidated here. And if I would have done the previous stop loss that I talked about with Amazon, then I could have gotten stopped out on this play. So right now we're just continuing to hold and just moving our stop loss. So tomorrow I'm just going to keep it below the 90-day moving average line. So this is another position, like I said, just heavy support here. So great trade, great entries, all that stuff. So for the next one here is Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab here is a great stock, nice upward trend, sold off down to the 90-day moving average line. We're just continuing to hold it up here. And you guys can see that I kind of doing a similar thing here with this one for my stop loss. We're down a little bit today, but it's not that big of a deal. So for Charles Schwab here, similar strategy, using the moving average line as support, hopping in here, setting stops below it, decent risk and reward. And then for the stop loss here, we're just keeping it down. So right now our stop loss is going to be like 172. I didn't want to set it super tight. And the reason why is because you guys can see it kind of curls here. If we go back and look at previous buying pressure, you guys can see it. Once it hits it, we do get tendencies of getting these little dips, those little flags. And that's kind of what I was thinking here. So the stock has been doing very, very well here. So Charles Schwab, great trade, good entry, good risk management. And that's super, super important with trading. So now if you guys have any questions, you guys are more than welcome. To ask. Now I do want to talk about some stocks with some sort of opportunity, whether it's shorting, whether it's going long, and just kind of breaking down my strategy behind them. Because I do think it's always important before you guys ever place a trade to to have a plan, understand everything about the company. When is the upcoming earnings? Why are you buying the stock? Are you buying it because I'm telling you to, or I'm not even telling you to? I'm just showing you guys stocks with some sort of opportunity. But are you guys buying stocks? You need to have a reason behind it. You need to have a checklist, and that's why I'll put this down below for you guys. A little trading journal there. Absolutely great thing to have. But all right, now let's talk about some sort of stocks with some opportunity here. So this is ticker symbol DNN. DNN, really nice upward trend. You guys can see DNN has this really good trend line. It hits it several times, getting good buying pressure. So I do think there is a good move from at least this $2.19 to $2.47. And I know as stocks that are under $5 are considered risky. They're volatile. I'm well aware of that, but this is a pretty good company. It's above the moving average lines, heavy support on them. So we could get some good buying pressure here with this one. So, DNN, I'm excited about it. Definitely on watch. This one here, we've been not holding, but this has been on our watch list for a minute. Hasn't been doing much. Capital One Financial, just kind of, consolidating along these moving average lines. I don't expect this thing to skyrocket up, but we'll see. Definitely want to keep on watch. We're on the moving average line, upward trend. PNC Financial. This was a stock here that we were actually literally right about to trade at the 90-day moving average line, but we bought other stocks instead. So this one here, heavy support on it, could get a nice move going up. We have URG. URG has that good trend line here, as you guys can see, hits it, getting really good buying pressure here. So we did get a decent amount of sell-off, and this stock is like under $2. So take everything with a grain of salt, because there is going to be volatility, especially with a stock like this. But I do really like this trend line here, so we could get some really nice buying pressure on it. And this is ticker symbol URG. I don't know if I said URG or UNG. Next one, we have GBDC. Coming in contact with the 90-day moving average line, could get a nice move going forward here. So, using indicators, using technical analysis is all super, super important when it comes with understanding why you're buying your stock. Are you buying it because it's undervalued? Are you buying it because it just sold off a bunch and you think it's a good time? You need to have indications of getting good buying pressure, or not getting good buying pressure, but you have to have like some sort of checklist before you guys buy. Don't buy because your friends tell you to, or your family, or anything like that. Buy into companies you guys understand, you guys believe in. Another one here is ticker symbol ACM. If you guys want to look at that one, I'll flip the camera around here. So ACM has this really nice upward trend. It's kind of volatile, but one of the reasons I like it is right now it's trading for 32 on the RSI. It does have some decent support at that price. I do think we could get a move at least from 85 to 88. The risk and reward isn't the greatest with this stock, but definitely want to throw on watch and see what happens with it. We have CRON. You guys can see that it has good tendencies of getting buying pressure at that moving average line. Could see a nice move going forward here. And this stock's, under $3, so take that with a grain of salt as well. Last one here is ticker symbol ROIV. We were talking about this stock last week, and we did get actually a decent move from $10.35 to almost $11. Sold off a little bit, so we could get a nice move going forward here. But these are all the positions and all the stocks that we are looking at. If you guys have any questions, you guys are more than welcome to ask down below. What are your thoughts on NVIDIA stock split? Would it be a reasonable long? So, when it comes with a stock split, especially with a massive company like NVIDIA, it is going to be volatile. For a swing trade, you always hear the expression of buy low, sell high. For NVIDIA, if we look at the chart here, let me flip this around. So if we look at the chart for NVIDIA, look how fast this stock has squeezed up. It's gone from $776 to $1,200 in about a month. So it's getting crazy amount of buying pressure. So for me, for like a swing trade, I'm not going to hop in on this thing. I do think we could get some sell-off. I do think it's kind of expected, but the stock split does not change anything about the company. It doesn't change the revenue. All it changes is the share price. And I'm sure when the stock sells or when the stock split happens, we'll probably get buying pressure because you'll have a lot of retail investors involved. But for me, I'm not trading it. I've been dollar cost averaging into NVIDIA for years, just pretty much investing weekly into it. So I do think it all comes down to time frame, and for swing trade, I would stay away from it. But yeah, so these are pretty much, that's what I think. I think NVIDIA is a great company. They're doing great things for technology and all that stuff. But as far as it goes for like long term, I do think we're possibly a little overvalued just for the short term here. But yeah, so if you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask down below. And one thing I did, for those of you that don't know, I did kind of change up my office a little bit. I put my Monopoly guy here, and then I got that cool little light. I don't know. I don't even know if it's that cool, to be honest with you. But yeah, so guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed it. We'll end it here. If you guys want to learn more about investing, trading, all that stuff, check out my course, code YouTube, 20% off, or if you're watching on TikTok, code TikTok for 20% off as well. But guys, I hope you guys all have a great day. Wait, before we leave, I do want to look at one stock I have not looked at here today is GameStop. So we were talking about this trend line here yesterday with GameStop. Let me spin it around to you guys, so for those of you watching here. So if we go to let's go to the hourly, because I'm super curious. So you guys can see GameStop is actually doing this nice upward trend. Use the 90-day moving average line as support, but the volatility is so high with this company. I would not recommend it. It's way too risky. The growth of GameStop is pure speculation. People are buying because their friends or family are telling them to, and it's just a recipe for disaster. I'm sure you guys can make money. It's just so risky, and I would rather see you guys, invest into the S&P or, invest into some education or, about investing or anything like that before you fund a GameStop stock. Stuff like that. So guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed it. We'll end it here. What a great day. What a great turnout of people watching today. If you guys are new, make sure you guys like and subscribe or follow, because it does mean the world to me. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys are all killing it, and we'll see you guys in the next. Take care.